Part two.
Okay.
When the troopers came in,
The best thing was, she said,
the troopers, when they come in, they laid their gun on the dining room table and took the prisoner upstairs. Well, me and Mother was in the living room with Buzzy. Well, when they come out, they just left. And me and Mother was still in the living room, and Buzz come through, and he had that gun.
uh-oh.
Well, they was upstairs. He come in, he was saying, bang, bang.
Oh,
bang."
God.
And everybody, so I dived behind a chair.
She thought he was going to shoot you.
And I said, lay it down, son. Lay it down, son. Lay it down easy, honey. Lay it down.
It's like
Mother
talking to
jumped
Isaac.
up and she walked over and she said, I will beat your ass, Buzzy, if you don't lay that gun down right now. Well, he just laid it down. She grabbed it up and she said, I'll whip you if you ever pick up anything else off that table. I was over there saying, lay it down, son, lay it down easy.
That would have been me. I'd have been like, lay it down, Isaac. Just put it down. Don't get it.
Oh, Lord. I believe that's about the scaredest I've ever been out there. No, the scaredest I've been is when they had them, those Hicks boys. And
You'll have to change the name on this video.
I
then.
can't. And
The names are
they was
changed
coming
from
in up
next
there to get those.
If you live in Dade County and you're watching my videos, well, you're just going to have to pretend like you didn't know these people.
They was, they was all sent to jail, all them Hickses was. What didn't run
Yeah,
in?
they ain't all.
Not all sensitive.
What didn't run into a tree and, I left him like that, we just.
We're gonna be hated even more in the family now.
And then
oh well, it's just the Hicks.
they sent them all. It was them two
Okay, we know who it is.
I remember
back bar boys.
Oh yeah.
And me and Buddy had been to the movies. And we come back, and they started in the house. And Buddy asked them, says, "What are you two boys doing down here?" And they said, "Well, we've come down here to
I thought they
Break
break them Hicks boys out." And they was watching the jail. And
Yeah,
I
let-
believe
let
that's the
the kids in
scariest I've
charge in
ever
jail.
been. He said, yeah, he told Daddy later, he said, I guess we would have killed him in there. And I thought Daddy was going to kill him right there on the spot. He said, Sheriff, I'm telling you that. Said, nothing happened. He said, yeah, but just the thought of you coming in and doing that. He said, I ought to put you under the jail and you never get out. But it was, well, needless to say, we didn't leave them there as tending to the jail.
And the
Anymore.
saddest thing I remember was me and Buzzy come home from school, and the high school was right over there where I guess not Neely's, but I don't know where the old high school is. If there's
The old wooden high school.
if it's no, if
No,
if
it's
it's-
right. It's
where
right
the
exactly
gym is.
behind where the justice, not the justice, but the jail.
Anyway, we
house is
walked
right
home from there and come
now.
home
Probably
and
elementary school.
there was all I could hear was crying. This man crying, and I asked Dodo. I said, Dodo, who's that crying? And I can't remember the guy's name that was upstairs that said, well, when your papa put him in jail drunk the other day, last night, he went to chasing his wife down the road with a gun, and she run. And when she run sideways or something, his little girl was running too, and he shot her and killed her. And when he brought him to jail, he was drunk. And when he woke up and got sober, he remembered that he'd killed his daughter. And that's the saddest thing that I remember being up there, was that he was sitting there and on them steps crying because he just remembered what he had done.
I remember who he was, but I can't think of his name. Seemed like he,
I don't remember that.
yeah. It was one of them.
T-Shaw.
T-Shaw. Was
T-Shaw.
it T-Shaw?
Yeah, it was T-Shaw.
No, I didn't think it was T-Shaw because, the T-Shaws would tell on what was the other family. One weekend the T-Shaws is in jail, and then their in-laws, whatever their name was, the next weekend. But it was every weekend we had some of them in there, and the old grandma would come down and try to get them out. And then there was a woman out on the mountain that she had a whole bunch of kids. I mean, a whole bunch of them. And she didn't have, I don't know, the welfare woman took made Daddy go out there with her.
Get a head count.
And they couldn't find her, and the kids wouldn't tell where she was. She had climbed up in the attic and was having a baby. She didn't have a husband. She had
She was a whore.
several children and no husband.
She was a whore.
I wondered.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But
Whore.
You're only
anyway,
a whore if you're getting paid for it.
no, I don't think she got paid. I think she enjoyed it too much to get paid for it. But anyway, this
Sounds like somebody's related to my ex.
they brought her down there and put her in the jail, and she had on a house coat. I remember.
Baby just fall out.
And I sent the food up. She come down and got her food. And she brought her tray back down and she just kind of handed it up. And when I did, her house coat was on the tray. I told Daddy, I said, Daddy, that she's up there naked. He said, well, that's all right. Until he got in the car and went around the square and put her around to the front and looked up. And there she stood in all her glory, holding the big as naked as a jaybird. And there was cars going around blowing, nearly hitting the square. I mean, they were just slamming on their brakes. You.
Who was the guy that was in there with Jewel Baby that they fell in love when she was in the ladies' cell and he was in the men's? And
Wasn't that
and
wasn't there a veil up there or somebody that was?
what was it? Jewel Baby was her, you know.
And Jewel Baby, and I can't
and
remember what
was
her
his
name was.
And
I mean, his.
they fell in love when they was in jail together.
I thought it was a
And,
veil.
that's a
I thought there
story.
was somebody veil.
Oh, that
Sounds
was
like a match made in heaven.
that was the
And when they got
off
out
of
of
the
jail,
mountain.
Yeah.
And well,
I'm sure it happens more
we had
often.
got through supper, and well, he was only prisoner. The judge had give him 10 days, and he was off the mountain out here.
10 days or $10.
And
10 days.
I'll
when
take the $10. Thank you.
after Mother said, well, just let him come down and eat with us here at the table. So after he come down and eat, well, Mother we're shelling peas to put in the freezer. And
that wasn't
no,
Jewel
Mother
Baby.
wasn't alive then. I just let him come down, I guess. I told him, I
Exactly.
said, well, just come on in here. And well, I thought I never would forget his name. I said, and
Eat supper
watch
with
television with us for a while and help us shell these peas.
You just let the
Well, they
prisoner
did.
come
Well-
down and watch
well, then
TV.
we had
That's good to
company
know.
come in, knocked on the door, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I turned around and introduced him as whatever his name was, as a friend of ours from out on the mountain.
He's a friend.
Mountain, and he said, "I'll go." I said, "You can't get up and leave. You got to stay here till they leave." But Daddy said it. So when they left, well, we put him back upstairs.
We watched until the 11 o'clock news and
Yeah.
then went to bed.
But anyway, Daddy wanted him to work some down at the cemetery. The cemetery. And Dodo said, well, now he's got to be fed. So I was working in the courthouse, so I went over and we'd fix his lunch, and I'd fix me something, and I'd go to the cemetery and take his lunch to him and sit down there and eat with him then while he worked, and then I'd go get him in the afternoon when I got off from work. But
Right.
he stayed
What you
there
call
10
your laid back jailhouse?
Your laid back jailhouse.
10
Mayberry.
days. But
Maybe. It was like
There you
Mayberry.
go.
But you
Really,
just,
Dade County
you
really
know,
was like Mayberry.
whoever
back
they
then.
was, you couldn't say, well, that's a prisoner from upstairs,
But
If
that
you-
wasn't Jewel Baby's boyfriend.
No,
Jewel
it wasn't.
Baby's boyfriend was in jail, and the court wasn't for 5 more months. So he had to stay in jail, and then Jewel Baby come up there and was in jail. But they had a separate women's cell over here for the woman, and then he was over here, and they would go and stand at the cell and hold hands, and they fell in love. And I think they got married when they got out of jail
Yeah, I think
and went
they did.
somewhere else. But I cannot think what his name was.
One time I know
He called her
when-
Jewel Baby.
I remember the jewel baby.
back in the women's somebody had broke
Cell.
something off in the key, and you had to run your arm in and reach around this way, sort of like that guy on Andy Griffith. You know, you get the key and you unlock his.
Like
And
said,
I
it
went
really
up there to
was maybe.
get somebody out for him to go to court, and I run my arm in there so far, and it swelled up on me, and I couldn't get it out.
Oh.
Well, I said, well, I don't know. There was other prisoners up there. I said, now one of you prisoners has got to go down there and get on that radio and call Daddy and tell him to come. I've got my arm hung up here. And I said, and you've got to promise me that you will not leave. I don't remember who it was. But he did. He went down there and got it. And he said, well, I might be able to get you out. And I said, well, hey, he said, can I go back downstairs again? And I said, yeah. What are you going to do? He said, well, you got him dishwashing liquid. So he come up there and put dishwashing liquid on there and kept easy and got my arm out. And he didn't leave, whoever, I don't remember
Whoever
who
it was, Lord, he could have raped
Oh, how
you. Or
times have changed.
how
But he
the
did-
times have changed.
But he didn't leave.
Times they
Who was
changed.
who was the meanest prisoner you ever had there?
Probably the McBriar boys.
No,
What about that cussing boy? I
it
remember you
was
always
the,
talking about
it was
that
the one
cussing
that
on.
Brandy's mother worked for. A boy from out on the mountain out there. She worked for him.
I remember
can't
them.
remember now what his name was.
Because I took that they had a court case that I took down. They were real rude about wanting that transcript. I paid you.
That
I'm
was
like,
the one that-
no, you didn't
you know,
pay
I
all
had-
of it.
Drapes that I put over in the wintertime. They
Are
had.
you talking about the guy that was married to, was it Hester Strong's daughter and she shot him?
Yeah, one of them is one of them. There's two boys.
Yeah. What was her name?
The pitifullest case, though, over there was them Wheeler kids. It was this old woman.
I remember that. I
she
went
had
with you
4
a couple
kids
of
in
times.
this.
That was sad.
The oldest one was the only one that was normal. But the rest of them, when she was pregnant, they had beat her. I mean, he had beat her, and they was all deformed. 2 of them was deformed and that was in wheelchairs, and the other one, she couldn't hardly talk, but she could eventually make you understand. But that woman, though, but he'd beat that woman every weekend. He'd come in drunk and beat that woman. She wouldn't do anything. So he come in drunk, and he went to beating on them kids that was crippled and what have you. And she got the shotgun and shot and killed him.
Well, good. He needed it.
And she called Daddy,
I wouldn't let him.
and Daddy went over there, and he said, well, he called whoever in the coroner, whoever had to call, and somebody asked him, said, are you not gonna arrest that woman? He said, no, I'm not gonna arrest her. He said, I don't care if I'm ordered by the court. I will not arrest that woman. He ought to been shot and killed a long time ago, when he first started beating that woman. And said nobody done anything, and said if you want her arrested, somebody else is gonna have to do it, because I'm not. And they never did do nothing to her. But she was, I don't know, they may still be in the nursing home out there. They was. They took them. I carried food from the church here to them for I
I
don't know
remember
how
that.
long.
I went
I
with you a
went to
few
Yeah,
times.
you went with me over there.
Roy, I think, was the
That was
oldest one. I
sad.
went to school with him.
Well, now she had one that was all right, and I don't know why he didn't. Of course, he lives over at Lafayette at the time. I was taking food over there to him. But I can't remember what that boy's name was. But their daddy never did. They never did do anything wrong.
Them people's name that you're trying to think of right on the tip of my tongue, I can't.
Who?
That guy's name that Brandy's mama worked for.
The Reese guy.
Reese, that was it.
Reese, yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to say it. But
Yeah.
I remember because I took the transcript and they were rude people.
I was going.
Oh.
I was calling Brandon. I was going to have him ask Brandy, what was that old boy's name? You remember his first name?
The guy that was
Edward-
Edward
Yeah.
Edward
Edward
Reese
or
was the
something was one
in
of his names.
the court case.
He had a brother that was married to
Jane.
Hester Strong's daughter.
Jane Strong.
and he beat her up all the time. And she finally took all she could take, and
He shot
she
him.
had I think she had like a 9mm pistol or something. She emptied it on him or something.
I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Did you get the transcript for it?
No, not for that. That was for his brothers. Ed was. I can't remember the brother's name.
I can't remember.
Ed and somebody.
I feel like he was involved in that case too.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether
It seems like it was
There's,
both of them.
both of them was together, and the mother didn't say
They
a whole
sued the
lot.
county, is
Of
what
course
I think it was.
But the
if I can't-
daddy
if I
upheld them
remember
and
correctly.
everything that they done. But I think the father was the one that I had bought grapes for that living room was so cold. I bought grapes that had a rubber coating on the back of them to hang in the wintertime.
Lining.
And I had folded them up and put them out on the thing, and he'd called and wanted
Surprised it's
something,
still recording.
and I went back into the
16
kitchen,
minutes.
and he flipped a cigarette out, and it burned a hole all the way through them grapes. And he waited, finally he come down, and he said, "I smell smoke." And I looked out, and there was my grapes
On fire.
fire. I was ready to kill him. And I should have, I guess.